All right, now I talked about him in the top of the show. I've got my friend Edward Thornton coming on here. He's got this awesome kind of movie script, like a movie he did about the monastery. Check out this trailer, Bring Dat Mono Back.
Let's call it the monastery. So that's what we did. We called it the monastery. We got that crowd up out of there, brought our crowd up in there. First night we opened, 900 people.
The mono, they started calling it the mono. Only because it started at the mono.
Really, I'm not even going to try to show it, but just really a really unique dance that I hadn't really seen anywhere else.
It's doing the mono is just like, there's not really one particular set way to do it. Like, everybody kind of adds their own little twist.
Monastery was a LGBT club before it was ever a hip hop dance club.
St. Louis had collectively a sound and a movement.
And now, of course, I am joined by Edward Thornton. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited about this, but you got to tell us, you were sitting at home one day. Well, why did you want to make a documentary on the monastery?
Well, I wanted to make a documentary on a monastery just to highlight STL culture. I feel like this is a special part of and a unique part of STL history that hasn't been documented. You look online, there's no videos, there's no articles, nothing. And it's such a big part that I felt like, hey, I had to put it out there. So I brought that mono back.
You brought that mono back. I like that.
Back.
How long did the monastery, how long was that functioning for?
Well, I'll say the monastery was functioning for about a good 10 years.
10 years.
At least 5 of those years were like amazing, some of the best times that people in St. Louis like probably ever had. So the nostalgia from the club and the nostalgia from the dance that still carries on today is kind of like what made me do the documentary.
Okay, well, I love that. But for somebody watching, now I feel like a lot of people in a certain age range know what the monastery is. But for those people that maybe are a little younger, a little older, can you kind of put into a nutshell what the monastery is and was?
Okay, so the monastery was a nightclub in East St. Louis. And I want to give East St. Louis that credit because it was in St. Louis, East St. Louis. Now, me personally, I look at East St. Louis and St. Louis as almost the same thing because I grew up on the South Side. It's literally like 5 minutes away. Who cares, you know?
Right, for sure.
So basically, it was an East St. Louis club, and it was just like this really big club on the East Side that was like a nightclub, and it went on to like maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, and people would go there and party on the weekends, you know, because when the St. Louis club shut down. So this club spawned some like really big dances. It was a dance club, and the people at the club, they started dancing, and the dance kind of just took over the world. So it's about an early 2000s club that spawned a dance that took over the world. So the monastery is that. It's a club that with a pretty unique dance that took over the world.
Can you do the dance?
I mean, I can, but I'm not like the best, you know.
Okay,
I could try to, you know, I could try to do it, but I'm not the best. But if you guys watch the Bring the Mono Back documentary, some of the best people doing the monastery on there, and they'll show y'all what it's about. And we also want people to know that it's called the monastery because people worldwide, they call it the chicken head, when really people here, they know where it comes from, so it's called the monastery.
So the dance that started at the monastery kind of took over.
It took over.
And so other places, they're calling it the chicken head.
Yeah, they call it the chicken head.
But people in St. Louis
call it the monastery, they call it the Nina Pop. It's actually this dance that evolved. It started as the chicken head because it came out to a song called the chicken head. Then it transitioned into a dance called the bag back, and then it transitioned into a dance called the Nina Pop, but people just call it the monastery because the collective of all of those dances were done at the monastery, so.
Done right there at the monastery.
Yep.
When you were researching and interviewing people for this documentary, is there anything that really hit you that you were surprised to learn?
Yeah, actually, I was surprised to find out that it was started by the LGBT community. So I've seen people doing this dance my whole life, and I really never know where it came from. So by interviewing the people that started it, like the owner of the club, the host of the club, they were like, yeah, it started by a group of LGBT guys that used to show up, because the monastery was actually a LGBT club before it was ever a hip hop dance club.
Oh.
So they showed up and, they just continued tradition and they danced their heart out and they came up with the mono.
I love that. Now,
Yeah.
I'm sure you've received some feedback already, even though it's not technically debuting until the 14th, but what was the feedback you've heard?
So from the feedback I've been hearing, people are like really excited about it. People are happy to know that somebody like actually did it. Of course, there's a few people they want recognition or something like, hey, I created the dance, but listen, at the end of the day, I just wanted to do this for St. Louis. This for St. Louis. I'm not even really in the documentary, so
right.
I'm really doing this to preserve the history of St. Louis and to show people like we have a lot more to offer than what people think. Like you see other cities with their popular dance moves. I want people to see that St. Louis has popular dances that they started here and they took off over the world. So I did this for the city and I want everybody to enjoy it, and it's amazing.
Well, in the documentary, you interview a couple of people just that I noticed in the trailer that are kind of big names, DJ Chaos, Shorty. When you approached these guys to talk to them about the monastery, were they excited to talk about it?
Man, everybody that talked about the monastery, it was like something they was waiting to get off their chest. It was like, anybody, that's why when people said anybody could have started this, because everybody was so willing and eager to talk about it, because you talk about some of the fondest memories people had, so they ready to talk about it. They ready to go in depth. You look at the documentary, I got some great interviews because they really passionate about the monastery. So yeah, so all of those people from Shorty, he stopped and he talked to me. Chaos, hey, shout out Chaos. I really appreciate you for doing that. And everybody that was part of the documentary, from Sabrina McPhail to all of the filmtographers that worked with me and all of the creative team, I want to thank everybody, because without y'all, I would have never been able to do this.
I love it. Well, let's talk a little bit about the filmmaking, because you own Street Genius, but you're kind of also a filmmaker.
Okay.
So walk me through that aspect of it.
So the aspect of it was this. Like, I consider myself to be a doer, right? So I just did it. Like, I didn't even have a camera when I first did this. I was just calling people I knew with cameras, and they'd show up. I set up interviews. After a while, I bought a camera. So my doer spirit just kept doing until I finished it. Like, that's it. Like, it was pretty much that.
Well, I have to tell you, the trailer looks absolutely amazing.
Shout out Visual Plug on the trailer. She shot it for me.
Okay, so
yeah.
that looks absolutely amazing. So I'm assuming the rest of the movie is just as amazing, and you're going to learn a lot. If you went to the monastery, you might be able to kind of take a trip back in time, if you will.
Yeah.
And if you never went, you're going to learn a lot of information.
So the documentary is amazing. It's full of information. If anybody don't know nothing about St. Louis culture, I even gave a little brief history of St. Louis. They're going to find out a lot. If you don't know about the monastery, you're going to find out everything you need to know about the monastery. And yeah, it's pretty dope. I'm just so happy that I was able to complete it, because I had a timeline that I wanted to do it in, and I was able to reach that goal. So.
Right, so you are going to be debuting this on your website on 314 Day.
On 314 Day.
Which is perfect.
Yeah, I couldn't pick a better time, because that was the actual day I started filming too, because they had a Bring That Mono Back party last year on 314 Day. So I went there and got some footage, and I was like, bring that mono back, even though I do got the song Bring the Mono Back. So it's also a song and it's a documentary now. So I just thought about it. I'm like, this would be a great documentary. So yeah.
So you went out there on that day, and now it's happening.
It's done.
And down the line, it's probably going to be on Apple and Amazon Prime and all those ones that you have to.
It's going to be on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, like a bunch of different distributors. But right now, I want to just have it out for the people in St. Louis on a certain day, because by me being a first-time filmmaker, I'm still learning out all of the processes. So some of the stuff, like, I didn't know that they don't really honor deadlines like that. So what I'm learning now is that, with the timeline I had, I'm happy I got it done. So I'm able to release it right now, 314 Day, to the people, and I'm happy about that.
Well, let's tell everybody where they can find it on your page.
So you can go to streetgenius.net, www.streetgenius.net, and you will find it right there on my website. All of the links will be available. All of the new links and the distributors that pick it up, I'm going to be able to put them on www.streetgenius.net as well. So support the movement. We got the Bring the Mono Back shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. Check them out, y'all. Let's bring the mono back. It's 314 days.
I love that. Now, you also have your own personal Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all those pages. So tell people where they can follow along with you. Maybe they're interested to see what you're doing.
IG, Street Genius _, Twitter, Street Genius, almost everywhere Street Genius _ except YouTube, which is just Street Genius.
Just Street Genius. And we have actually all those right there on your screen right now, so you can kind of follow that along. But if you want to see this, you can watch it starting tomorrow on 314 Day, and I'm sure you'll have it up for a while where people can actually watch Bring That Mono Back. Now, do you think they'll be able to bring back the monastery?
I hope so, because like when I did the song, they actually brought back the club. So now it's up to y'all, St. Louis. What y'all gonna do? I put it out there. I'm the catalyst to let people know we gotta start supporting our own stuff. We got amazing culture here in St. Louis. We do everybody else's culture. Like, you know, Memphis, they got this new dance that they do, but it's not new. I've seen Country Black doing that dance 10 years ago. So I'm telling y'all now, bring that mono back. Quit playing.
Quit playing. Bring that motto back. You got to show me a little bit of this dance.
I mean,
you said you're not good at it, but I'm going to try to do it with you, and I'm going to look even more stupid. So it'll be great.
I mean, it's just like, you know, it came from the chicken head, so people do it like that, you know. But it's so many different ways to do the monastery, and I don't want to do it a disservice because there's so many people that they specialize in it and they make fun of people for doing it. So I can only do it like Murphy Lee and them was doing it in them videos that made people not like it. But just know that it's amazing. It's a dance that I think everybody gonna do, and it's all about. It's like a vibe dance. That's all. It's so many different ways to do it. There's no set way.
I love it very much. Definitely check Edward Thornton out and streetgenius.net so you can check out Bring Dat Mono Back and maybe eventually bring back the monastery. I think that would make a lot of people happy. Everybody loves to be able to take a little trip back. If they went, right?
Nostalgia.
If they're a little older now and they went back, you get to go be a kid again for a little while, and that's a good thing to do. And after you follow Edward Thornton and all of the things on streetgenius.net, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix, but keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis. I'll see you next time.